tired of the drama. You use your words like they are knives. I don't need that type of drama and trying to be tough all the daytime. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong. I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on and shoot me down. I will always get up again. You're looking at me so cold. Get over yourself, are you for real? Why are you looking at me so cold? One's love is now we're enemies. You try to make yourself feel better by taking me down. Once I fell, but now I'm strong. I'm ready for the rematch. Shoot me down, don't you know I get up? Yeah, baby, I will fight. No, there ain't nothing stopping me. I'm bulletproof, I won't fall. I'm bulletproof, go on and shoot me down. I will always get up again.
Welcome to the stream. Today we are coming back with our Ultimate Decades Challenge, and we are going to be doing the second part of 1368. So we are going to go ahead and jump in, and as we know, we have some birthdays to get through. We have the birthday of Diana and Xavier, and as we know, Xavier is our heir, and so we have to hope that he is going to be able to age up to a child. As we are well aware, Juliana is very nervous about this. She has been preparing herself for the fact that he may not make it, and she knows that the potential for her to have to take up the spot of heir is always a possibility, and so she's really, really nervous about that. I'm really, really nervous about that, so we are going to see what's going to happen in today's stream, and if she's going to have to take up the heir role, or if Xavier is going to be able to age up to a child and continue on being the heir of the main household. So that is something that we are going to be doing in today's stream for the second half of 1368. We also have two other birthdays for Hamlin McGrath and Sophia Arundel that we'll be doing, and that will finish out the year of 1368. And we are going to be getting ourselves prepared for 1369, where unfortunately we are going to be having another famine hit us. So we do need to prepare for that. We did just finish up with fall harvest, and we have entered into winter now. And so we are going to hope that our winter crop that we did gather, or our fall harvest crop that we gathered, is going to be enough to get us through the famine. Because as we know, with the famine, if for whatever reason we roll negatively for that, we will lose all of our crop, and we won't be able to have any crop for the winter. So we may also potentially lose several of our Sims in the famine as well, as they may die due to starvation. So that is going to be pretty interesting to see for 1369. So we will have to prepare for that. That all being said, I do hope that we will be able to get a couple of our Sims pregnant in this stream as well. We're going to take a look and see who needs to try for a baby, so we'll be doing that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the game. So we are here in our main household. We have our little Diana and Xavier here. They are just in bed currently. It is about 8 o'clock in the morning. It is July of 1368 currently. And they are, actually, that's not true. It is, let me take a look at the calendar. It is actually August of 1368 currently in the game. And they are just getting a little bit of rest right now, but they are going to need to get up and get themselves to the washroom, and we are going to have them go ahead and blow out their candles. I did make them a cake, so we'll have them blow out their candles, and then we will roll the dice for them. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull the cake out of the fridge here, and we will have Juliana help them blow out the candles. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll do Diana first and Xavier second. So let's help blow out the candles for Diana. And so we'll blow out the candles. Go ahead and age them up to children, because we do age everybody up and give them their makeovers and all of that. And then we'll roll and see if they actually survive their childbirth day or not. If they roll to survive, or if they obviously don't, we will have to see how that turns out for us. So she is just going to go ahead and come in here and grab Diana, and we are going to have her go downstairs and blow out her little candles there and let her age up to a child. So she's like, come on, Diana, it is time for your birthday. And Diana is like, really excited about her birthday and the fact that she is gonna get to blow out birthday candles. They usually don't get to have a cake. They did have some extra supplies though, and so she was able to go ahead and make them a sponge cake, which is super fancy for them. Okay, so as we have blown out our candles, I am just going to get her to add more candles to that so we can go ahead and get Xavier to do the same. And Diana is going to, I guess, go and walk all the way around the house to the outside to age up here. So let's just follow her outside here. Are you going to walk all the way around the house? She's like, yes, I am. I'm going to do that. All right, so she's just going to walk all the way around to the outside here, and then we'll get her to age up, and we will find out what her child trait is going to be. All right. So Diana has aged up. She did have easy temperament as a toddler. Now she is going to be diffident. These Sims have no confidence in their abilities and decisions. Okay, that is probably not necessarily a great trait, but she did have 2 in all of her skills. Let's go ahead and make her, I don't know. I'm going to do social for her. I think that we'll do social butterfly for her. All right, and then we are going to go ahead and get Juliana to just grab Xavier and help him blow out his candles here. She is just having a little bit of a conversation with Amelie currently. I do like to see that she is at least trying to have a conversation with Amelie, and they're at least trying to get on a little bit better. As we know, in the last stream yesterday, her and Amelie were kind of at odds a little bit, and they were arguing a little bit about the fact that Juliana is, giving Xavier a little bit too much attention. Amelie was feeling a little bit jealous of Xavier, and she was taking that out on Juliana. So the fact that they're kind of getting on a little bit better today is, it's a pretty nice thing to see. So we are just going to take Xavier down and we are going to let him go ahead and age up, and then we will pull up our dice and we will roll for Diana and Xavier and see if they actually are going to survive this birthday, and we love that for them.
Hannah! Don't believe
All right,
that.
happy birthday, Xavier. And Amelie's like, even though he's a little bit of a brat and he gets his way about everything, I'm still going to celebrate his birthday. So I love that for her. You know, she just has a tendency to get a little bit jealous. He is a little bit sad because he has to pee. Okay, well, as soon as you age up, we'll let you go and do that, sir. We will totally let you go to the washroom. He's like, why do I have to walk all the way out here to age up? This is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. I completely agree. All right, so let's get you aged up here and find out what your trait's going to be. So Xavier used to be imaginative as a toddler. As a child, he is going to be restless. These Sims tend to get bored and may get fidgety if they don't get enough fun. He also had a 2 across the board with his skills. I think I'm going to give him motor since he likes to, you know, since he's restless, we'll give him motor. And let's go ahead and we will roll the dice for them. So that is going to be, okay, hold on there, bud. Let me just go ahead and pause that for you. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. All right, so as a child, these two can't roll. Let me just go ahead and pull that up. As a child, these two can't roll a 4 or a 13. So let's roll for Diana first, and she is going to get, let's see if I can move this over a little bit. All right, she is going to get a 17, so she survives. Xavier gets a 14. Oh, that was really close. So he does survive. He is still the heir. That is fantastic. They both get 28 days. So let me go ahead and put them on the calendar where they belong. So if they are there and they get 28 days, they are going to go on 132. And then they will be aging up to teens on that day. And let me change the color to green. All right, so we will be aging them up to teens, and they are good to go. We just need to hop into cast with them now and go ahead and give them their little makeovers. So let's go ahead and do that now. He's like, I've really got to pee. I know you do, son. I know you do. But let me give you your makeover really quickly, and then you can go to the washroom. So let's start with Diana because she was aged up first, and we will see how she's going to look. All right. So let's go ahead and give you your eyelashes, child. All right. And then everything else looks good other than maybe we need to give you a different hair. I can't remember if Diana had, like, she's got browner eyebrows. Let me look. Nope, you were a redhead completely, through and through. Let me fix those eyebrows. All right. Oh, hello, and welcome in, and thank you so much for the follow. All right, so she is definitely a redhead. We're gonna go ahead and give her her red hair back. And as we know, she is in the blue color, so we'll put her in blue as her clothing. I'm just gonna give her that hair, I think, and we will put her in her blue outfits. All right, so I'm going to put her in I think this one. So obviously the family is a little more well-to-do than they were, because they were able to sell all of their nectar making stuff, and so they're not necessarily as low class as they had been, but still. All right, and then for your hot weather, we'll do that one, and we'll put you in those shoes. And then for your cold weather, we'll put you in, let's do this one, and those shoes. All right, so let's go ahead and get Diana's photo for the family tree. And then we are going to do Xavier. As we know, he is our little heir. He also aged up with brown hair, but he should be a redhead. So I will fix that for him as well. And let's go ahead and fix up him as far as his skin details and things. I think I'm going to do this one for you. All right, and then for his hair, I'm going to give him maybe this one, and then in red. All right, and then we'll get him in his blue outfits. Most welcome. How are you doing today? That's cool. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking, and I'm so glad that you're doing well. I am going to go ahead and put him in this one. And I'm very sorry that I took a minute to respond to your messages. I am just majorly in the zone here trying to get them dressed up here, and I didn't see your message. All right, so here is our little Xavier, our little heir. Let's go ahead and get his photo for the family tree as well, and then we will go ahead and jump back into the game. All right, perfect. So Juliana is ecstatic over the fact that obviously Xavier is still the heir. She is like, he is that much closer to being able to become a teenager. He's going to obviously be able to continue being the heir of this family, and she is thrilled about that information. As we know, she's definitely not wanting to be the heir. She's not. Oh man, Amelie's really upset. She and Juliana have a difficult family dynamic. I think that is absolutely true that they have a difficult family dynamic. As we know, Amelie is really, really upset about the fact that Juliana spends so much time and so much care over Xavier. She's really, really jealous about that. She hates the fact that Juliana spends so much time wanting to dote on Xavier, but as we know, she made a promise to her dad that she would do everything she could to take care of Xavier and to raise him up to be a, strong young man that could take over this, farm and house and their family name. And so she's trying to keep her promise to her father. And also, she's doing it for selfish reasons as well. I mean, let's just be honest. Like, she doesn't want to be the heir. And if anything happens to him, she has to carry on the family name with her chosen love. And she's like, I don't want to do that. So she's doing it for purely selfish reasons, but also she did make a promise to her father. Amelie couldn't stop laughing at the jokes Juliana has told her. Does she like jokes? Sure, she can like jokes. So, I mean, Diana doesn't really understand the fact that, Juliana has Xavier as a favorite. She's kind of, she was too young to really understand that before. And now that she's kind of getting older, she may come to learn to realize that. And so we'll see how she kind of feels about that as she's older now, and when she comes to realize, oh my goodness, Xavier is definitely the favorite. And we'll see if that causes a little bit of a difficult family dynamic with her and Juliana as well. But Amelie definitely has a difficult dynamic with Juliana because of it. And she's just like, I am important too, and you don't make me feel special. You don't make me feel important. I already lost my mom. I already now have lost my father. You're the only, you're my sister, but you're the only adult here that can take care of me, and you don't make me feel special. You don't make me feel like I am important. And, she really struggles over that, and she's got a lot of jealous feelings, and she is, as you can see, really, really struggling with this. Amelie is. As we know, Amelie is also scheduled to die next year. She rolled on her last birthday that she was going to be dying, and so she is scheduled to die. So we aren't going to be having her in the family much longer. So it's really, really sad that she kind of is spending her last years feeling the way that she's feeling. But Juliana just doesn't understand how to make her feel any differently, because Juliana is just so tunnel vision focused on Xavier and not having to deal with this farm and not having to be the heir, that she can't see it any other way, any other perspective. And she just doesn't know how to make things better for Amelie. Hi Jordan, how are you? In Ultimate Decades Challenge ITA, there is my sim. Her name is Splendora. There is a survey on YouTube. Choose the future bride of the heir. What do you mean? Oh. There in the Ultimate Decades Challenge ITA, there is my sim. Her name is Splendora. There is a survey on YouTube. Choose the future bride of the heir. On your YouTube, you mean? No, your friend. Oh. Oh. So Xavier here is doing well. He is thriving. As we know, he has made it to childhood, which is fantastic. And I think he's going to obviously thrive, and we're going to see him become a teen. It is much easier to become a teen once you have finally made it to child status. Becoming a teen is so much easier. There's only one number that they have to avoid rolling. So I think that he is definitely going to be able to make it into teenhood. And so the odds are him becoming the heir and, moving on in his life is, those chances are much, much higher now. And Juliana knows that. She's like, yes, I'm golden. It's great. So she is feeling much more secure in how she's, in how things are going. And she's like, he's going to survive. He's going to make it. And so she's feeling, so much better. And she's trying to now focus a little bit more on Amelie. She's trying to make her feel like she's special because she's trying to hear what Amelie's saying. She really does want Amelie to feel loved. She wants her to feel like she is important as well. And she's like, I realize that I spent a lot of time focusing on Xavier. I realized that you feel like it was too much time, but I needed to do what I needed to do. And I needed to keep the promise to Dad. And she's like, Dad's dead. Mom's dead. Like, you needed to take care of the ones that are here. And she's like, I understand that, Amelie. I do. I'm really sorry if I've hurt you. So these guys are clearly struggling a little bit in their relationship, and I'm hoping they can kind of make things a little bit better before we do lose Amelie, but I don't know if that's going to be able to take place or not. Xavier here is trying to have a conversation with Amelie, and he's none the wiser. He's just like, I just grew up into a child. I have no idea why you have something against me. I was just a baby. Like, I was just trying to grow up. Like, I don't know what the problem is. I didn't ask to be the favorite. I wasn't, I didn't ask to be born a boy. Like, it's not my fault. Don't hate on me, Cute, the boy. Yeah. So, Amelie's clearly got a little bit of a chip on her shoulder, but Xavier's like, look, I think you're important, and, you're my sister. I'll do anything that I can to make you feel like you're special. I didn't ask for this role to be placed on me. It just is what it is, Unfortunately, I'm the son, and so therefore I'm the heir. That is what it is. So, yeah. Oh, Diana's come over here to the shared space, and she's just having herself a little bit to eat, which we absolutely love here. So we are loving that. Also, I did go ahead and I originally had it where our main household was the property owner of this village, but then we were having to go and fix everything that broke and do all of these things. So I did go in and I made it where we aren't the property owner any longer. We just reside here, so that it doesn't take us out of, kind of the history of things, and I don't have to kind of get thrust into the modern times of dealing with fixing the toiletries that break, and do you know what I mean? It doesn't take us out of the story, trying to fix the modern day renters stuff. So we are just tenants as opposed to property owners here. We just rent a space here just like everyone else here. So we are no longer the owners of the village here, which I think is going to help in the storyline of things, as opposed to us being the owners and having to constantly go over to everyone's houses and fix everything that breaks. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so everyone is starting to get a little bit, well, not everybody, but it looks like Amelie's just getting herself something to eat here. Xavier's needs are pretty good. He is up to no good, though. He's just making a mess in the house. Why are you doing that, son? He's like, because I am bored to freaking tears. Okay, why don't you go over here and play with these blocks and do something worthwhile with your time, as opposed to what you're currently doing, which I don't necessarily care for. And I will actually get you guys some beds that you can sleep in, and that will be perfect because right now you can't sleep in these toddler beds. So let's go ahead and fix that up for you. So we'll get them some beds that they can actually sleep in, and then everyone will start getting themselves ready to go to bed for the evening. And then tomorrow we have Hamlin McGrath and Sophia Arundel that need to age up, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to check in and see who in the world needs to go ahead and try for a baby. And we're going to get some people trying for a baby that needs to have babies, because we want to go ahead and populate our world, because as we know, we do have a famine that is on its way. And I do think that we need to go ahead and populate a little bit more and make sure that we have plenty of Sims that are in the world in the event that we do lose some. Because if I know anything about our famines and things like that, we have a tendency of losing several Sims. And so I don't want us to end up losing more people than we necessarily have to lose. So let me just go ahead and get them some beds here, and then we will continue on. All right, there's your bed. Why can't I put your bed here? What's in the way? Your paint? That's really annoying. All right, well, if that's the case, then we'll do maybe, maybe we can do bunk beds instead. Let me see if I can find the top bunk. Okay. All because you were painting the floor, Diana. Like, why are you doing that? Alright, go to sleep and stop painting the floor. Both of you children are driving me with this nonsense. Alright, so they are painting. Look at Juliana's like, these children are painting everything and throwing stuff on the floor, and she's having to clean it up. And she's like, this is ridiculous. The poor thing. Hi Tracy, welcome to the stream. We are clearly having issues with our Sims being bad, and our children that have just aged up are they're just causing trouble in the house. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at our homes and see who needs to have children, and then we will go and try for a baby. Because it is currently September of 1368 now, so we are just about through with this first day, well, the third portion of the year. And then we'll be heading into the last day here, and we'll continue that day out. So let's go ahead and see who needs to go ahead and try for a baby. I know that we tried for a baby with... All right, so let's take a look. All right, so she doesn't need to try for a baby yet. All right, so this Petechia family needs to try for a baby. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think they're good. The McNallys need to try for a baby. They don't. All right, so we'll go to the Petechia house first. and we'll let them try for a baby. And then we'll hop over to the McNally family and let them try for a baby as well. Obviously, trying for a baby doesn't necessarily mean they will get pregnant, but more often than not, they usually do. All right, so we are going to go ahead and have Emery and Evita try for a baby here and see if they can go ahead and get themselves pregnant so that they can expand their little family. They have, as we know, Otis and Theodore currently, but we're going to have them try and expand. So let's go ahead and get him to approach Evita and see if she wants to go ahead and try for a baby. It says Emery has known Evita for a while now, but somehow things are different now. Emery had always thought that he would recognize his soulmate from the moment he met her, but it turns out that love was right under Emery's nose all along. Says these two are soulmates.
Oh, to spine a Hogan.
We love that. All right, so they are going to go over to their little house here and go upstairs to their bedroom and try for a baby. This is their little home here. We absolutely love their little home. It's super cute. Look at little, who's that? Is that Otis? No, that's Theodore. What is Theodore coming to do? Play in the toilet. Yeah. Okay. We love that. Why? Why must you do this, son? He's like, I am, this is what I do. I am a dirty little boy, and I'm just playing. This is so much fun for me. Oh, it isn't. But they are trying for a baby so they can have another one. I don't know if they're going to have another little boy. They currently have 2 sons, so they're obviously have a nice little line secured for them, assuming their sons continue to age up and survive, which is fantastic. So we love that. How are you doing there, Otis? Otis is like, I'm trying to make it home. I'm trying really hard. He's so cute. Oh my goodness. All right, Otis, you've made it. You've arrived. All right, so these two have officially tried for a baby now, and we love that for them. And so we are just going to go ahead and head over to the McNally house and let them try for a baby as well. All right, McNally's, let's go ahead and get you guys to try for a baby. So as we know, Amir and Georgina are together, and so we're going to have them go ahead and try to expand their little family. We have Mara and Oscar, and so we are going to, oh, what's she doing? She's just in here in the bar. Okay, well, let's get him to come home as well, and then he can come and see if he can talk her into trying for a baby. I'm not sure what she was doing. I think she was trying to tend the bar, but he's like, I know that you're trying to make yourself a little bit of a drink there, but instead of doing that, do you think that maybe we could go try for another little one, because our family is quite small right now and it probably needs to grow. Honestly, especially if the famine's coming, we definitely need a larger family.
Turful peripanah. Kirasha Yabasani. Simse Chorib.
Oh.
Pamp Farmu.
Is she going to go for it? Is she going to be keen?
Samzo, his
She's like, well, Amir, I think that maybe we could possibly work something out in that department if that's what you would like to do. I mean, I've already given you little Oscar, but we can go ahead and we can try again for another one. All right, well, why don't you guys go ahead and do that? All right. No? Are you not going to?
Pelagam no sure. Lucci. Zafine. Ulak. Yimple.
Oh.
Please get off your notebook.
Yakila Brugi. Playun Zaruga. Kisab.
All right, where's Mara? She's up here playing with dolls. Those two are just going to go and try for a baby. He's going to go and play in a toilet, it looks like, as usual. These two have decided to go ahead and try for a baby, but instead of doing it the conventional way, they've decided to try for a baby in this bush over here. He's like, come on, let's get one with nature. And she's like, all right, let's do it. Smacks him on the hiney. All right, so they are trying for a baby there in that bush, becoming one with nature and such. All right, so hopefully that will result in a baby for this family, and we will be able to go ahead and we will expand. How are you doing, Mara? She's like, I'm fantastic. All right, why don't you clean that up? I really wish you would not do that. He's like, all these toddlers playing in the potties. Like, is there nothing better for you to do with your time other than play in a potty? And Mara's like, please don't do that, Oscar. That is so dirty. And he's like, what else am I supposed to do? And she's like, anything other than that. Anything at all but that. All right, so Mom's come home and she's going to go ahead and light this fire and use the washroom here. If I can get Oscar to quit playing with it. She's like, can you please stop playing with that? Oscar, please stop playing with the potty so Mom can use it. Seriously. Go use that washroom. Alright, so she's going to go ahead and go use the washroom there. And then, Amir, how are you doing? He's like, I'm doing great. My needs are fantastic. Everyone in this family is actually doing pretty good, which we love. Alright, so let's go ahead and check in our other village and see if any of them need to go ahead and get pregnant. I think in that family we did have several families that we have already tried for a baby with, so we're probably pretty good. And don't need to have anyone else try for a baby at this time. I think in this family, or in this village, we already have several families. Like Allison Petechia, we've already tried. The Likes, we already tried. She's not with anyone. The Shoemakers, I believe we have tried for a baby as well. And the Arundel family is not able to get pregnant because she doesn't have a spouse. So I think they're all good. So the next family that we have, or the next place is for Transylvania. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could try for a baby with Elise Marie. She can't try for a baby. And they tried for a baby because they just got married. So let's go try for a baby with Elise Marie von Schwann. And see if we can go ahead and get her pregnant. And then we will continue on. It does look like Hamlin McGrath is about to have a birthday, so we will go ahead and we will go to the Harding residence next, and we will go visit with them and see how that family is doing. And, okay, go home. Let's get you to go home. All right, so we'll take her home and we'll get her to go ahead and try for a baby with Conrad. And then after that, we'll go visit the Harding residence and we'll check in on the Harding and the McGraths and see how they're doing. And we'll stay with them until it's time for us to go ahead and age up Hamlin. And then we will also go ahead and age up Sophia tomorrow, which is not that far away, actually. So where are you, Conrad, anyway? Conrad is somewhere. I just don't know where. But let's try for a baby with Conrad. Oh, okay. I guess he's out here playing chess. Wow, the love language of touch from Elise Marie just made that moment truly magical for Conrad. It has Conrad pondering the joy of a tender caress or the comfort of a warm embrace from a beloved sim. Is this a moment of realization that Conrad likes physical intimacy? Sure.
Zupal, Funa, Uchi Peachy, Beno Jirabao.
She's like, so do you want to maybe go ahead and try again for another little one? And he's like, we could totally do that. And she's like, I think that we should do that for certain. Now that Archibald has moved out, we have, you know, enough space for some more little ones. And I think that we should definitely try again for some more little ones. And he's like, okay, love, we can totally do that. I do think soon that Alba will be wanting to move out. She is a young adult now, and as we know, she's trying to become a master vampire, and I think that she would want to move out. She's not planning to marry. She's not planning to have kids or anything like that, but I don't think she would want to stay with her parents for forever, so I do think that at some point she is going to want to move out. The only thing is that right now there are no other homes in Transylvania for her to live. So I may have to look into moving out some other family and letting her move into Transylvania. So we may have to have one of the families that are in Transylvania move out so that she can have a house here in Transylvania. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I do think she at some point would want to move out of her parents' house and have a place of her own. Being that she is a young adult now, I don't think she would want to remain with them for forever. But because she is a vampire, I do think she probably would want to stay in Transylvania. What do you guys think? I mean, she can actually go out in the sun and she won't burn. She does have the daylight thing where she won't actually burn. So, I mean, if you guys think that she could possibly want to go somewhere else, you can let me know. But I just figured she would probably want to remain in Transylvania since she decided to become a vampire so she could be with her, you know, live immortal with her parents for forever. I figured she would want to stay in Transylvania with them, just not in the same house with them. But you guys can just let me know what you think about that. Hi, Leah Maria. How are you? And welcome to the stream. All right, so these two have gone ahead. They have tried for another little one here. I believe they did anyway. Yes, pleasantly satisfied from a good woohoo. That woohoo was something to remember, she says. All right, we love that. I'm just going to get her to come out here and check the mail. It is officially the next day, so it is Hamlin McGrath's birthday. We're going to go ahead and check in with the McGrath and Harding residents now. That is potentially maybe a family that we could move out into another home. Originally, I had made Taylor stay in Transylvania so that she could be close to her mother, but I could potentially move them out and put them somewhere else. Or I could move maybe, I don't really know. We could move the Harding residence though, possibly into a different location, so that Alba could move into this vampire home. All right, so we have Hamlin here. Up here with his sister. and they are just kind of hanging out. But he is going to be aging up to a young adult if he surpasses his role. So let's go ahead and pull up the dice and see if he can age up to a young adult. He needs to avoid rolling a 3, 7, and a 19. So let's go ahead and see how he does. He rolls a 4, so he does go ahead and make it as far as that goes. So let's go ahead and we will pull up the spreadsheet, and he gets to age up 40 days. Perfect. All right, so Hamlin will age up to an adult there. And then we have Sophia Arundel that we will do next. But let's go ahead and just age up Hamlin now to a young adult. So let's go ahead and age him up to a young adult. All right, Hamlin. Well, where are you headed? Oh, right there. Okay. He is currently immunocompromised and a night owl. He is also going to be a coward. These Sims tend to be scared and will flip out at the drop of a hat. Criminals, spiders, supernatural beings, or even the dark is enough to spook these faint-hearted Sims. They like to avoid anything that puts them in harm's way. Okay, I think he would be terrified of Transylvania, personally. I would think this place out here probably scares him to death. Considering that he is a scaredy cat. I'm going to make him want... Let's do One True Love. All right. Is Hamlin marrying? I can't remember. Yes, he is going to marry. He's going to marry very soon, in 1372, it looks like. All right, so we will go ahead and continue on here. It looks like they are just, you know, hanging out in the house here.
Rig.
But this family definitely could go ahead and move. I mean, as we know, Taylor is an adult currently. Her children are all growing up, and she's not having any more children, and they're all going to be getting married soon. So they could definitely go ahead and move somewhere else, I think. I could possibly even potentially move her in with her mother. I mean, if we're being honest. I mean, Peter McGrath is about to marry. Hamlin McGrath will be marrying in 1372. Katia, I think, is marrying in 1377. Like, they're all gonna marry. They're just marrying kind of late. So, yeah, they just all rolled to marry kind of late. So that's why they're all still just here living with mom. How am I today? I'm doing good. King Jim the First. Holy moly. I haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing? I'm doing well. But I think that we could probably move them if I move this family into the village in England. In Hinford-on-Bagley. This would open up this house for Alba. Not that she needs this massive of a house, being that she's not going to marry or anything like that, but still. We'll see. We'll see what we'll do. Let's go ahead. She dislikes handiness. Okay, that's fine. Katia, you can dislike handiness. Let's go ahead and go see Sophia Arundel, and we will age her up to a adult. And, well, we'll see if she can age up to an adult. I do believe she is in England, over here in Himford-on-Bagley, in the village. Why am I thinking, like, who? Let me look on the family tree. Oh, Sophia's dead. I can't age her up. I just didn't delete her off the thing. Alright, so Sophia is no longer with us. So I just didn't delete her off of the timeline. So she's can't be aged up. So we will just go back and go to our main household and let us see what's going on with our Arundel family to finish out the year here. I was like, Sophia. Why can't I remember Sophia? Like, that name sounds so familiar, but at the same time, like, I don't... Yeah. Sophia was our wife, and she passed away. All right, so you need to go home. Why is everybody not at home? Everyone just likes to go wherever they feel like going. I've noticed ever since I put them in the village, they just go wherever they want. And they're never at home anymore. So they just like to gallivant around town. We love that for them, but they're never home. All right, go on home now. There we go. Long time no speak. Hope you are well. I'm doing well. Yes, yes. Been very, very busy with work and family and the channel and streaming and all this, but yep, I'm well. How are you? Did the twins age? I didn't watch the stream from yesterday. The stream from yesterday did not have the twins age up. That was today. Today, the twins aged up at the beginning of today's stream. But yes, they did. So here is Xavier. He aged up to a child in the beginning of today's stream. And here is his twin sister, Diana. She aged up as well. Good to hear. I'm doing okay also. Looking forward to a little break over Christmas. Yeah, absolutely. Me too. So they did age up. So because they aged up, Juliana is like super thrilled because she's like, okay, great. Like he aged up. He gets to be, obviously he's still the heir, and she doesn't have to worry about being the heir of the family. And so she's super thrilled about that. And she's like, you know, I don't have to go ahead and rush into a marriage and having a baby or anything like that. I can take my time with that. All I have to do now is make sure he makes it to his teen years, which obviously we know when they are children, it's so much easier for them to age up and to survive their teen years. So she's like, I think he's going to be able to be fine. And she's kind of loosened her reins. She's not being as much of a helicopter kind of sibling mom/mom-ish role for him. Now that he has kind of made it to his child role here, and he's gotten to this stage of his life, she's like, I think he's going to be okay. I really, really wish that they would stop doing this nonsense right here. It's driving me nuts. Like, please stop doing this. Clean this up right now. So she's starting to feel so much better about the fact that this has all taken place as far as him making it to his childhood. My gosh, with the violin. I mean, I'm so glad she's getting fun from that, but like super loud. Super, super loud. All right, Juliana, are you done with that? Thank you. Thank you. Why don't you do something with your time? Like, go downstairs and make some food, because honestly, we're going to need food for the family. So, okay, we can't make that obviously, but you can make something. Make some raised meat pie. Do that. She's like, really? Okay. So Diana has acquired the mischief skill. We love that. And she's gotten to social level 3. As we know, she is a little bit of a social being, and so that's great. He is a rambunctious scamp. So he likes to do rambunctious things because he gets restless and he gets bored easily, which is probably why he's constantly painting the floor. Okay, and now Amelie's painting the floor. What is with these children? Sell this to a collector and stop doing that and clean that up. There was always an old rumor that someone may have been buried underneath the building. Why would you tell her that? Why would you tell your sister that? He's like, well, you know, I just like to, you know, tell her these things that make her not want to sleep at night because I am, you know, a jokester at heart. Okay, well, I don't know why you would tell your sister that someone was buried under the building. That is not very nice. Seriously. My last day at work is Christmas Eve. My last day at work is the 21st. So I get a little bit of a break. I get from the 21st to the 2nd off. So I'm going to be making a lot of content during that time for the channel and things like that. So I'm super excited to be able to do that because I'll be able to, like, yeah. Because as of right now, I'm kind of working around the clock trying to make content for you guys. Like this morning I recorded and then I'm streaming, and then after my stream I'm going to be going and trying to edit the recording that I made and record another one and try to edit it to make the content for the channel for the week. So it's just a lot of work right now because I'm working full-time. And so I don't have the same time schedule that I had before as far as making the content. Whereas when I have that time off next week, and the week after, I will have a little bit more time to get some content caught up and kind of stockpiled for you guys. Is my hope anyway. All right, so it is about 6 o'clock in the morning right now. We are just going to let them continue on, play this day out. He is just getting a little bit to eat here, and Juliana is feeling really cold. She's up here painting. Thank goodness she's painting, because as we know, she does like to paint. It makes us a little bit of money. Right now we have about 76,000 simoleons. As I said, did sell the residential rental property, and I made us just tenants. And when I did that, it gave us like 276,000 simoleons or something like that. And I was like, I'm not keeping all that money. Like, that's ridiculous. So I just dropped it down and gave us like 76,000 or something like that, because initially before the sale we already had like 40,000 something. So I just gave us like 30,000 from the sale of the property and was like, okay, that's good enough. And yeah. So she's out here doing a little bit of research on the plants, which we absolutely love, but I'm going to get her to go ahead and check the mail. Give a notice in writing for a lease break. Oh, we can't do that. No. We're not breaking our lease. We are not doing that at all. Okay, can you come down here and grab yourself a serving of food because you're feeling a little bit hungry? And Juliana, what did you get from the mail? 41 wrapped white meats. Okay, well, let's put that in the fridge. So as you can see, Simon Petecchi is here. We're going to go ahead and just give a friendly introduction. And we're going to give a friendly introduction to Emery Petecchia. Oh, we already have... Oh, it looks like we are already friends with Emery. So we're just going to, you know, chat a little bit with the Petecchia boys. She's just trying to get to know them a little bit. Honestly, like, I think that she would probably know them a little bit anyway, but I do believe that they would be her cousins, right? The Petecchias? Let me look and see how they are related to her. So she is where on the tree? Juliana Arundel. And the Petecchias are... How are the Petecchias related? I'm gonna have to look into that. Simon Petecchia. So Simon Petecchia is the great-grandson of James Arundel. And Juliana is the great-great-granddaughter of James Arundel. So yeah, they're like they're cousins. Second cousins? Something like that. Being owner of rentals are hard. Yeah, I believe so. The issue was not that it was hard that we were the owner of the rental. The issue was that as things were, like, rentals were being haunted and the items that were breaking in other rentals and things like that, it kept thrusting me into modern times so that I would have to go and repair those things. And I didn't want that part of the story being, like, that happening. So I just went ahead and removed myself as the property owner so that I could be a tenant, so that it wouldn't keep thrusting me into modern times, and I could just continue on with my story and just live here, basically. Foxy, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, that's why I decided to go ahead and just make them renters as opposed to being the property owner if I am not having to constantly go and fix everything all the time. then it is better for the progression of the storyline and us being able to remain in like 1368, as opposed to me constantly having to be thrown into modern day times of me having to go and like fix a rental and things like that. So for the village purposes, it just makes more sense for me to just be a tenant of the village as opposed to me owning the village. So that's why I got rid of the we owned the village. So I just made it that we live in the village just like everybody else. All right, so she's going back up there to play that bloody violin again. Like, honestly, I don't understand what her fascination is with this violin, but she clearly has a fascination with the violin. And Diana has decided, instead of using the washrooms, and we have several washrooms in the house, that she's going to go use the public washroom here, like the shared washroom in the public community lot here inside the bar. So she's going to go use those. I don't really know why that is. She's like, I'm going to go up here in the bar area, and I'm just going to go use the public washroom. All right. Well, oh, she changed her mind. Okay, well, why don't you go use the washroom, honestly, because, like, you desperately need to use it. Like, see, we have insect infestation. So it looks like we're still going to have this issue. The unit is getting invaded by insects. Call the property owner to sort it out, or we can attempt to get rid of it ourselves. Whatever. I'll just have her deploy a bugged thing. The property owner sent us a $53 bill for helping to address the issue. Oh, he sent us $53 for addressing the issue. I was going to say, what? Why would he do that? But I guess he sent us money. I thought he sent us a bill, and I was like, why would he send us a bill when we just paid $400 to fix it? That doesn't even make sense, but that's fine. Yeah. We spent $400 and he gave us $53. Something about that doesn't seem right. But I'm just going to get her to go ahead and repair this. Amelie is desperate for a wee and desperate to eat, and doing neither. So we're going to get her to go ahead and do that. As we know, Amelie is just, really having a rough time. She's got a loose tooth. She's upset about the bugs, which are now gone. But she's really got herself a rough life, Amelie. Honestly, she really does. She was really struggling in yesterday's stream because she was jealous of Xavier. And then today she is, trying to get over that. But she is now, just struggling with life in general. And unfortunately, next year, we will be losing her because she's scheduled to die. So I really hate that she's going through so much because, it's kind of not really that great, being that this is how she's going to be ending her life, is going through so much trouble. But unfortunately, sometimes that is the way it goes, I guess. All right, Diana, how are you doing? Diana is like, I'm doing great. I'm just upstairs playing with some dolls, and my life is good. I am none the wiser. I don't even care. I don't care that Xavier is the heir. I don't care that he's the favorite. I am just here. And, of course, we've got Darren Berman here. He's just walked into our house. He's just playing a little bit of the lute. We love that. I absolutely love that we're in the village and everyone just comes to kind of visit. I actually do love that about being in the village setting. So the family just comes and they just visit, and yeah, I just kind of love that. Although we don't know you, but we should probably get to know you because you are kind of, family. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to you. Would you stop doing that, Diana? She's like, I don't really want to. Oh my gosh. Poor girl. I know, it really is sad, Leah Maria, that she is going through so much. It really is. Look at her. She's just like, I mean, and she's kind of pitiful. She really is. I hate it for her. I have to say that I am kind of nervous about the fact that Amelie is scheduled to die next year for multiple reasons. As we know, the famine is coming next year, so we have to roll for everybody to see who survives the famine and who doesn't. But additionally, Amelie is scheduled to die, and as we know, you're freezing to death. We'll get inside the house, will ya? So as we know, we have to roll to find out what she dies from, and so there's always the chance that she could get a communicable disease. With that, there is the chance that other people in the family could get it. So it is not... We're not safe just yet. Xavier still has to face the famine, and he still has to face whatever Amelie dies from. So... he could still potentially die. That being said, so could Juliana. She could die of the famine, or she could die of the communicable disease if Amelie were to get a communicable disease. And so we're not out of the woods just yet. So, I mean, it is still a potential that Juliana could end up being the heir, because Xavier could potentially not make it through next year, and we would end up having to make Juliana the heir. So he's not completely safe until he ages up to a teen and we are able to roll that he's getting married, and we know he's getting married. So well, I guess when he ages up to a teen, we know he's getting married because he's the heir. So I don't have to roll for that. But when he ages up to a teen, we'll know he's safe. So he's not safe until we know he is a teen. But he has a lot he still has to live through, and I'm just a little bit worried about the fact that we have still to go through a famine and Amelie dying in the next year here. And it would seem that every single time I have to roll for someone to die, they always get a communicable disease, and I have to roll for other family members. So I'm very, very nervous about the fact that Amelie is dying next year. And so, I mean, I hate that she has to go, but I also am really, really nervous about the fact that I potentially am going to have to roll for the other members of this house, and I could lose some of the other members as well. If I end up having to wipe out this whole house, potentially, like that's a scary fact that I am also having to face, is what happens if this whole family gets wiped out by a disease. And if that happens, who do I play? And so that is potentially something that we also have to think about. We also need to take into consideration if this family doesn't make it through the famine, or if this family doesn't make it through a communicable disease and I end up having to wipe out this whole family, what family do we play as our main household? So you guys need to let me know who you like as far as the next family. Initially we had said we would play the other Arundel house because they are the Arundels. So let's just go ahead and take a look at our families really quickly, so we can make an educated decision here. But our other family is the other Arundel household, but unfortunately she is now a widow. So that probably would not be a good household to pick either because she's a widow. But the other Arundel household, as we know, has all girls. Let's see, we have Jalissa, who is a widow, Frederica, who is marrying but can't have kids. We have Katerina, and then we have Alan and Victoria and Byron and Maximus. But those guys are still little toddlers. So again, we face the same thing. If they you know, in the famine, we don't know who's going to die or not, right? So, but we have the Petechia house with Allison and Leopold. And then we have Dulcia and Cuthbert Like. And we have the Shoemaker residence with Porter and Eliza, with Ivan and Kingsley. And then over back where we were in that village, we have Emery Petechia with his wife Evita. We have Bridget and Simon Petechia and all of their kids, Alessander, Blythe, Isolde, Henry, and Ramon. And then we have the McNallys, Georgina and Amir, with Mara and Oscar. The Bermans aren't having children. It's a scary fact indeed. Yeah, I know. So I may put something on the community tab with their photos and let you guys kind of do a vote on the families that, you know, are up for grabs for, like, in the event of these are the families that we could play as the main household kind of thing. But yeah, I think personally, like, it would be Bridget and Simon Petechia, like one of the Petechia families, McNally, or the Likes. And our name will obviously change. That's if, of course, our family gets wiped completely out and Juliana can't take over, right? Which I don't know that would definitely happen, but you never can tell what's going to happen with the famine and with a possible disease that could take them out. So I don't know. I don't really know what's going to happen. It's scary to think about, to be completely honest. I'm a little bit concerned. We are currently right now it is December of 1368. We are on the last leg of the year here. Juliana is just currently getting some painting in. The children are being badass little children, okay? They're just bad. Okay? They're just bad. Look at them all just painting the floor. I'm so done with it. Would you stop doing that? Like, I have put things in here for them to do, but they just refuse to do it. So I don't know what their deal is. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of these children painting the floor. I am going to get you to... Oh, she's not done with that. Okay. You finish that painting, and then you come over here and do something. She's like, I can't do anything with this. Okay, can you come play with this? Come play with your brother. She's over here crying in her bed. Amelie is just really struggling. She's having a hard time, okay? It's just a really hard time. Why are you crying so bad? She's very sad from feeling hurt. Time might heal Amelie's pain, but it still hurts for now. Who has hurt you? Is it your sister, Juliana, that has hurt you? Yep, it is. Juliana feels wronged by Amelie. No, Juliana feels wronged by Amelie. Okay, so who hurt you? Is it Xavier? Yeah. Amelie feels wronged by Xavier. Okay. Well, we kind of knew that was coming. We knew that was coming, Amelie. There's nothing we can do about it, okay? She's like, I don't like my brother. Look at her with that little thing over her head. I don't like him.
Zarda Baloo.
She's like, I don't like you, Xavier, okay? I don't like you. You really hurt my feelings. And he's like, I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. And she's like, but you have. You have hurt my feelings. And I don't like that you're the favorite. And he's like, well, I can't help that. I've told you this time and time again. You need to let it go. You clearly don't know how to let things go. You've got to hold a grudge. She's like, you guys just need to get along. She's like, can't you guys just be friends?
Vobi ibsa bibdo. Galpa lanji. Awavine. Floopy. Gushal.
She's trying to tell them a funny story and get them to where they're going to be happy and get along. And Amelie's like, this isn't going to work. We're not babies anymore. These telling us funny stories isn't going to make things better. Xavier's like, it worked for me. It worked for me. I love funny stories. Amelie's like, of course it worked for you, Xavier. Of course it did. I'm good, thanks. And how are you? I'm doing very well, thank you. Can't complain. Alright, so Diana's gone off to bed, thank goodness, because I was so sick of her painting the floor. I'm just going to also get Juliana to go ahead and head off to bed. Xavier and Amelie are here just having a little bit of a conversation. They are clearly not getting on all that well because obviously, you know, they're kind of, you know, having a hard time with one another because Amelie's hurt by him, but Xavier is trying really hard to make amends with her, and she just won't let things go. She's just really struggling. And she's trying to be mean to him right now. She wants to yell at him. Okay, Amelie, why are you being this way? He's like, I don't know what your deal is, but you clearly are struggling with some issues. Alright, let's get you down here so you can get something to eat, because there's no sense in you going to bed hungry. Amelie, we're struggling with you. We really are. But at least she's cleaning up. We love that. Okay, go ahead and head yourself off to bed, Amelie, and Xavier will eat, and then he will go off to bed himself. He's like, cheese and fruit. The supper of champions. Is it, though? There was some meat pie, but I don't know where it ended up going to, so clearly it got eaten. So now you're stuck with cheese and fruit. He's like, that's fine. Cheese and fruit will keep me from starving. I'm not going to complain. Off to bed he goes. Oh, he's decided to go and sleep in here with Juliana. Who has decided to get up in the middle of the night to go research her plants. I mean, honestly. Everybody drops things off in the garden, even though it doesn't need it. All right. Why are you here? And who are you? Kelly Rooney? Please send home. We don't know you, Kelly Rooney. I'm sorry. We're not in the business of just inviting in strangers that we don't know. You need to clean up and then go on to bed. Alright. Everyone needs to go to bed. It is almost time for the end of the night. We have officially made it into the next year. I'm going to stop it here. We have officially made it into 1369. It is time for the famine. I'm not going to play into 1369. Obviously, I'm going to leave it here. So I am going to leave it here, and we will pick up 1369 in our next stream, which will be on next Saturday on YouTube, and we will pick up then. So I am just going to leave it there. Thanks so much for being here with me, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And we will see the famine rolls. We will see what happens to our family. We will see what happens with Amelie and if she makes it. And obviously, we will decide from there what we're going to do in regards to our main household after we know what's going to happen in our roles with the famine and with Amelie. So we may be seeing a really big change come next year. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but oh my goodness, I think that it's going to be very exciting, kind of scary, a little bit nerve-wracking, but I will see you guys all then. So until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.
It's just the way you're coming so